Erika Kirk was having an affair, Charlie hired a private investigator to kind of follow her and see what was going on, and then he took her out of the will.
I'm so glad he didn't suffer. Excuse me. No one deserves to suffer. But him.
The industry has seen scandals, betrayals, and explosive receipts before. But nothing, absolutely nothing, compares to the nuclear bomb that just detonated around Erika Kirk. Because according to a leak so shocking it sent political circles, conservative influencers, and half of Twitter into meltdown mode, Erika's name has mysteriously vanished from Charlie Kirk's will. And insiders are whispering that this wasn't an accident. It wasn't a clerical update. It wasn't a routine legal adjustment. It was a purge. And the worst part? Nobody knows when it was removed. Nobody knows why it was removed. Nobody knows who convinced Charlie to remove it. But everyone knows what it means. Something is very, very wrong. From the moment the leaked documents started circulating in private group chats, allegedly showing a revised estate plan with Erika's section completely blacked out, the reactions were immediate and violent. Shockwaves ripped through the TPUSA ecosystem. Donors started calling each other. Staff members went ghost. Commentators started dropping cryptic posts like they knew exactly what was coming but were too scared to say it publicly. And Erika? She hasn't said a single word, not one, not even a denial. Which makes the silence even louder. Because the same woman who used to jump online to defend herself at the smallest rumor has suddenly gone completely dark at the exact moment her entire future may have collapsed behind the scenes. Nah, but here's the part that's making the internet lose its mind. According to someone who claims to have seen the full, unredacted version, not only was Erika's name removed, it was replaced. With WHO, that's the question tearing the internet apart right now. A new beneficiary? A family member? A secret ally? A buried scandal no one knew about? Nobody knows. But the insider said one phrase that changed everything. Erika wasn't erased because of money. She was erased because of what she did. What did she do? What did Charlie find out? What scandal was so catastrophic it made him cut her out legally, emotionally, and permanently? Whatever it is, the next part of this story is worse than anyone expected. For years, the public believed Erika Kirk and Charlie Kirk had an unbreakable alliance. Not just as a couple, not just as co-branded political stars, but as a unified force moving through conservative circles with flawless synchronization. They were the polished power duo who smiled at galas, posed together at turning point events, shared stages, speeches, and slogans. People whispered that they were unstoppable, untouchable, perfectly aligned in ambition and image. But behind every forced smile, every staged photo, every carefully positioned narrative, there were cracks. Tiny at first, hairline fractures, emotional micro-fissures buried beneath layers of branding, PR, and soft-focus Instagram filters. And now those cracks have split wide open. Because the disappearance of Erika's name from Charlie Kirk's will isn't just suspicious, it's catastrophic. In political and influencer marriages, wills aren't just legal papers. They are blueprints of loyalty, proof of trust, evidence of who truly holds power behind the scenes. Erika's inclusion was once seen as guaranteed, symbolic even, a gesture of unity and security. So for her name to vanish, it means something imploded long before the public ever caught wind of it. But to understand how this moment became inevitable, the leaked will, the blacked-out sections, the frantic calls inside TPUSA, you have to understand the history. You have to understand the long, messy, unstable undercurrent that's been swirling underneath Erika and Charlie's so-called perfect union. Because their story didn't begin with love. It began with strategy. From day one, insiders say Erika was positioned as the elegant, moral, soft-spoken counterbalance to Charlie's fiery rhetoric. She softened his edges. She humanized his brand. Now she created a sense of family values around a man whose critics constantly accused him of being too harsh, too political, too emotionally stiff. Erika gave him warmth, glow, optics, and Charlie gave her status. He boosted her visibility. He opened doors. He introduced her to donors, networks, and a level of influence she never could have reached alone. Their marriage was more than emotional. It was structural. An alliance carefully shaped to look like destiny. But alliances only survive when the secrets underneath them stay buried. And Erika's secrets refused to stay buried. Over the years, rumors swirled about mood shifts, outbursts at events, quiet tension backstage, awkward moments caught on livestream mics, whispers of infidelity and friction between Erika and members of Charlie's inner circle. Some claimed she resented being overshadowed. Others said she wanted more control. And a few, only a very small, very quiet group, insisted Erika had been doing things behind the scenes Charlie didn't know about. Things involving finances, things involving influence, things involving people inside TPUSA. Things that would look really bad if exposed. And then came the shift. Insiders point to a specific period, 2 months before the leaked will surfaced, when Charlie's behavior around Erika started changing. At events, he avoided standing too close. During interviews, he didn't refer to her as "my wife" as often. During speeches, he stopped using their marriage as an example of traditional values. People noticed the distance, the tension, the subtle frost. But nobody understood why. Not until the leak. Because according to the source who risked everything to release those documents, Charlie had already known for months that Erika had crossed a line so severe, so ethically twisted, so personally damaging, that keeping her in his will would have been a liability. And what makes this even wilder? Apparently, Erika had no idea her name had been removed. She was living normally, posting aesthetic Bible verses, pretending everything was calm, showing up at events with that strained smile she perfected. While Charlie had already erased her legally, emotionally, and financially. And that's what sent the political ecosystem into a frenzy. Because nobody erases a spouse from a will quietly. Nobody blackens out sections that were previously full of promises. Nobody strips someone from inheritance without a major betrayal at the core. And then came the second leak, the one that was only shared in encrypted donor chats before being scrubbed. A donor claimed, "Charlie found out something about Erika, something she hid for years." The internet lit up instantly. What did she hide? Why now? Who exposed her? Why would Charlie react this aggressively? People dug into old clips, old interviews, old live streams, old posts, searching for signs of cracks, tension, red flags. And the more they looked, the more they found. Erika interrupting Charlie. Erika crying backstage. Charlie rolling his eyes when he thought cameras were off. Erika liking suspicious posts. Charlie avoiding questions about her. The foundation had been shaking for years. We just didn't see it. And then came the moment that changed everything. The leaked line from someone inside Charlie's legal team. As a single sentence. Her removal wasn't emotional. It was protective. Protective of what? His assets? His reputation? His career? The organization? Or something even darker? Because according to insiders, the revision of his will wasn't the only thing Charlie changed. They claim he also rewrote medical directives, business succession plans, and access permissions to confidential TPUSA documents, all to remove Erika entirely. That doesn't happen unless the betrayal is severe. That doesn't happen unless someone uncovered something irreversible. That doesn't happen unless a marriage is already dead, before the world realizes it's dying. And here's where things get even more chilling. A second anonymous insider came forward after the leak and said, if Erika finds out why she was removed, she will explode. Which means Erika doesn't know the real reason yet. Which means Charlie discovered something she never expected him to see. Which means this entire scandal is only the beginning. Because whatever Erika did, whatever Charlie uncovered, whatever was so destructive it forced him to rewrite his legacy. It's about to come out. It has to. Because the will wasn't leaked by accident. Someone wants this exposed. Someone inside wants Erika destroyed. And the truth? This betrayal is bigger than marriage, bigger than money, bigger than reputation. This betrayal is personal. This betrayal is calculated. This betrayal is dangerous. And when the first twist hits, nobody, not Erika, not Charlie, not TPUSA, will escape unscathed. The conflict didn't begin with a fight. It didn't begin with screaming, accusations, or even suspicion. It began with a silence. A cold, eerie silence that wrapped itself around Erika's world long before the leak ever surfaced. People close to her noticed it first. Charlie stopped texting her throughout the day, stopped sharing his schedules, stopped asking for her input, stopped giving her access to things she once handled effortlessly. It was subtle at first, like emotional temperature dropping degree by degree, until the chill became impossible to ignore. But Erika, always determined to keep up appearances, pretended not to notice. She smiled harder. She posted more scriptures. She talked about obedience and God's timing. She showed up to events with perfect posture, perfect lashes, perfect poise, all while her husband was quietly rewriting the entire legal structure of his life behind her back. And then came the moment everything snapped. The first twist, the one nobody saw coming, started on a night that seemed painfully ordinary. Erika was sitting in the living room of their home, scrolling Instagram, reposting Bible verses about forgiveness and redemption. She kept checking Charlie's location on her phone, something she only did when the anxiety took over, and noticed he was at the TPUSA headquarters far later than usual. But this wasn't surprising. Charlie practically lived there. What was surprising was who else was in the building. Through pure accident, or maybe fate, Erika saw a tagged photo from someone attending a late-night donor strategy session. In the blurry background, standing in the corner, was Charlie, and standing next to him, too close, too comfortable, too familiar, was a woman Erika recognized instantly. Not a staff member, not a donor, not an intern, someone much worse. A woman from Charlie's past, a woman Erika thought was gone forever. A woman whose name had once been banned from their home. And this woman was smiling at him. A smile Erika knew too well. The smile of someone who knows a secret. The smile of someone who believes she has leverage. The smile of someone who believes she is winning. Erika's body went cold. But what she did next wasn't impulsive. It wasn't emotional. It wasn't hysterical. It was instinctual. She drove to TPUSA. She didn't call. She didn't warn. She didn't prepare. She walked in. Security froze, recognizing her, but uncertain whether to stop her. They didn't. Nobody stops the founder's wife, even if the founder himself clearly wanted distance. Erika walked straight through the building, heels echoing like gunshots, and opened the conference room door without knocking. And there she saw it. Charlie, his former confidant, and a document spread across the table. A document that looked dangerously familiar. Not the will, but a revision notice. A notification from the estate attorney. A section labeled Beneficiary Adjustments. And a handwritten note from Charlie himself. Erika's name was already crossed out. In that moment, Erika didn't scream. She didn't cry. She didn't panic. She simply stared. The room went silent. Charlie's face drained of color. The woman next to him shifted in her seat, suddenly uncomfortable. The staffers in the room found any excuse to look away. Erika finally spoke. Her voice was low, steady, trembling only with rage held too tightly inside her chest. Why wasn't I told? Charlie didn't answer immediately, and that silence was more painful than any words he could have said. Finally, he uttered, "You weren't supposed to find out like this." A sentence that sliced her open. Erika stepped forward, eyes locked on the document. "What did I do, Charlie?" she asked. "Tell me, what did you think I did? Because clearly you believe something. Something big enough to cut me out of everything." But Charlie wouldn't meet her eyes. That was the first sign that the betrayal was deeper than she imagined. The second sign? The woman beside him, smirking, tapping her pen lightly, watching Erika like she was a losing contestant in a game she didn't know she was playing. Erika's fury rose like a tidal wave. "You told her," she said, voice cracking, "before you told your wife?" Charlie swallowed. "It's not about her," he snapped. "It's about you." "Then say it," Erika demanded. "What did you find out?" Charlie closed the folder. Not here. Not here. The man who had once sworn to protect her, cherish her, stand beside her. The man who praised her on stages, who called her his partner in purpose, who built an entire brand around traditional marriage, couldn't say the truth out loud, because the truth was too ugly, too embarrassing, too explosive. But Erika pushed again. "Charlie, what did you find?" Silence. Then the other woman spoke, and what she said detonated the entire room. "He knows about the money, Erika." The blood drained from Erika's face. "Money? What money?" Charlie didn't stop her. No, but Charlie didn't deny it. Charlie didn't defend Erika. That was the moment Erika realized. Charlie believed she betrayed him. And someone, this woman, was feeding him information. Erika shook her head. No, whatever she told you is a lie. I didn't take a cent." "It wasn't the money you spent," the woman interrupted. "It was the money you moved." The room erupted in whispers. Erika stumbled back, breath catching in her throat. "Charlie, you think I stole from TPUSA?" Charlie's jaw tightened. "Not TPUSA," he said coldly. "From ME." The floor felt like it dropped out from beneath her. Erika's voice cracked. "I would never—" "That's what I thought," Charlie said, his tone sharp enough to draw blood. "Until I saw the bank statements." Bank statements. Bank statements. The words echoed through Erika's head in slow motion. "Zawes, and then?" The first twist blew open. Charlie produced a second document. Not the will, not the revision notice, but a private ledger. Inside it were transactions. Transfers Erika didn't recognize, accounts she didn't set up, amounts she would never have touched. Thousands, tens of thousands, in her name, under her login, under her digital signature. Erika's knees nearly buckled. Someone had framed her, perfectly, cleanly, convincingly. Someone who had access, someone who knew Charlie would believe it, someone who stood to gain everything from Erika's downfall. And the only person in the room smiling was the woman sitting next to him. The first twist wasn't just that Erika's name had been removed from Charlie's will. The first twist was that Erika had been set up, destroyed from the inside, unsabotaged with her own digital footprint. Charlie looked at her, conflicted, angry, shattered, and said, "You should have told me when you had the chance." Erika whispered, "I didn't do this." Charlie responded with a final blow, "I don't believe you." That sentence crushed her more brutally than any leak ever could. But the real shock? The woman who set Erika up wasn't acting alone. She wasn't doing this for revenge. She wasn't doing this for clout. Erika stood in that conference room, frozen, humiliated, blindsided, as Charlie snapped the ledger shut and pushed it across the table like it was the final piece of proof he needed to condemn her. Her heart pounded in her chest, but her mind raced faster. Nothing made sense. None of it. The transfers, the signatures, the accounts. Someone had gone through extreme lengths to make her look like a thief. And the woman sitting beside Charlie? She didn't even try to hide her satisfaction. She leaned back, crossed her arms, and watched Erika fall apart with the quiet confidence of someone who already knew how this story would end. someone who planned for it. Erika's voice cracked as she stumbled forward. Charlie, look at me, look at me. I did not touch your money. I didn't move anything. I didn't set up those accounts. Someone framed me, someone inside. The woman let out a soft laugh. Not loud, not mocking. A small, satisfied exhale. As if she was watching exactly what she expected to see. Charlie slammed his hand onto the table. Stop. Just stop, Erika. Every time you get caught, you blame someone else. The words stabbed her like knives. Every time? She repeated, voice trembling. Charlie, when have I ever… But he cut her off again. You hid things from me for years. Erika's stomach dropped. What things? Charlie hesitated. That hesitation was the first sign. That he wasn't sure. That he was guessing. That someone else had planted that seed. And then his eyes drifted toward the woman beside him. Just for half a second, but long enough for Erika to see the truth. This woman was in his ear. She was feeding him information. She was steering him, and Charlie trusted her more than his own wife. Erika turned toward her sharply. What did you tell him? Go on, say it. The woman tilted her head, smiling like a serpent warming under the sun. I told him the truth. What truth? Erika spat. That you've been moving money behind his back for months. That you set up private accounts. That you used donor funds for personal travel. That you were planning to leave him. Erika felt the world spinning. What? That's all lies. Why would you… The woman's smile widened. Because he needed to know what kind of woman he married. Charlie's fist tightened at his side. Erika, she showed me proof, documents, screenshots, your login, your signature. Erika's eyes narrowed. My login? My signature? Charlie, do you understand how easy those are to fake? How easy it is to clone a signature? To use stolen credentials? Someone set me up. But Charlie wasn't listening. He had made up his mind. And the woman beside him knew it. Which meant this wasn't about money. This wasn't about trust. This wasn't even about betrayal. This was about power. Erika sank into a chair, her legs trembling. Why are you doing this? She whispered. Why are you so invested in destroying my life? What did I ever do to you? The woman's smile faded, and for the first time all night, she spoke quietly, with a dangerous, chilling sincerity. You didn't do anything to me, Erika, but you got in my way. Erika stiffened. In your way of what? The woman leaned forward, her voice dropping to a whisper. Everything. Before Erika could respond, Charlie stepped between them. I'm filing for legal separation. The words felt like a car crash slamming into her chest. What? Erika gasped. Charlie's voice was cold, rehearsed, like he had practiced this moment. I've already removed access to our accounts. Your TPUSA credentials are being suspended. The attorneys will contact you about the property division. Note you have until tomorrow morning to leave the house. Erika's heart stopped. Tomorrow morning. He was kicking her out. After everything she did for him. After the years she devoted to building his image. After sacrificing her own voice, her own career, her own identity. He was throwing her away. So that's it? She whispered. You won't even investigate? You won't even consider that someone framed me? Charlie shook his head. I saw enough. The woman beside him added softly, everyone has a breaking point. And that's when the second shocking twist dropped. Because just as Erika turned to leave, shattered, broken, devastated, a voice echoed from the doorway. Not everyone. Some of us know the truth. Erika's eyes widened. Charlie froze. The woman beside him stiffened. Standing in the hallway was a young TPUSA staffer, pale, unshaking, holding a thick manila folder in his hands. He looked like someone who had been carrying a secret too heavy for too long. And he spoke again. She didn't do it. Erika didn't move that money. I have the real documents. The room fell silent. The woman beside Charlie's eyes widened with fury. "Who are you?" she snapped. The staffer ignored her and looked directly at Erika. "I tried to tell you. I emailed you twice, but someone intercepted the messages." "Intercepted?" Erika whispered. He nodded. "Yes. Every message I sent you was rerouted. Every document I tried to forward got blocked. Because she," he pointed directly at the other woman, "has access to the internal server." Charlie turned sharply. "What is he talking about?" The staffer stepped forward, opening the folder. Inside were screenshots, logs, metadata, access trails, and IP addresses, time-stamped digital fingerprints, all belonging to the woman beside Charlie. Erika's breath caught in her throat. "She used your credentials," the staffer explained. "She logged in as you. She moved the money. She created the accounts. She forged the signatures." Erika's knees buckled, relief and horror flooding her at the same time. Charlie looked at the woman in absolute shock. "You told me. You said you had proof." "I do," the woman hissed. "You can't trust him. He's lying. He's trying to—" But the staffer cut her off. "I'm not lying. I printed the server logs myself. She framed Erika. She's been manipulating you for months, and the reason she did it is in this envelope." He handed it to Erika. Her fingers trembled as she slid out a single document, a legal form that made her gasp out loud. It was a marriage license application, filed secretly, dated last month, with Charlie's name on it, and the woman's name beside his. Erika's blood ran ice cold. She wasn't the other woman. She wasn't a random staffer. She wasn't a concerned friend. She was trying to replace Erika. She had been sabotaging Erika for months, planting lies, moving money, breaking trust, driving a wedge between them. All so she could slide into Erika's place. Erika staggered backward. "You were trying to marry him?" The woman's mask finally cracked. Eyes wild, breath shaky, voice trembling with rage. "He was supposed to realize you were the problem. He was supposed to see who was really right for him. I fixed everything he was too blind to fix." Charlie looked at her like he was seeing her for the first time. You forged financial records?" She didn't deny it. She didn't apologize. She simply snarled, "I did what you wouldn't do." Charlie stumbled back, horrified. Erika's heart pounded so loudly she could hear it echo in her skull. The staffer whispered, "This isn't just fraud. This is obsession." And that was the shocking reveal. Erika wasn't erased from Charlie's will because she betrayed him. She was erased because someone else was trying to take her place. And the final devastating twist? The staffer pulled out one more document and said, "She didn't just try to marry him. She tried to claim ownership over his estate if anything happened to him." Erika froze. Anything happened? This wasn't just deceit. This wasn't just sabotage. This wasn't just obsession. This was dangerous. Very, very dangerous. And the cliffhanger? Like the staffer added, "There's one more person involved, and you won't believe who it is." When the truth began leaking, not just about the will, not just about the forged transactions, not just about the obsessive woman trying to replace Erika, but about the possibility that someone else was involved. The reaction from the public and the political world wasn't just explosive. It was catastrophic. This wasn't just gossip. This wasn't just a scandal. This wasn't just a marriage breaking down. This was the unraveling of an empire. Because the moment the documents were mentioned, the moment the staffer hinted there was another person tied into the plot, the internet didn't just react. It combusted. Like gasoline dropped onto a bonfire, the reaction spiraled out of control within seconds. POV clips, TikTok explainers, Twitter threads, and political commentary channels started dropping videos every 10 minutes, each with thumbnails more chaotic than the last. Erika set up? Who tried to steal Charlie Kirk's life? The will leak is worse than we thought. Obsession, fraud, and betrayal inside TPUSA? People weren't just shocked. They were invested. They wanted names. They wanted motives. They wanted everything. And the comment sections? They turned into battlegrounds. I knew something was off with that woman. Poor Erika, OMG. She was fighting ghosts. Charlie listened to the wrong person again. TPUSA gonna crumble over woman drama LMAOOO. Who is the second person? Spill it now. It wasn't long before political commentators picked it up. Right-wing YouTubers tried to pretend everything was fine. And left-wing commentators started foaming at the mouth with excitement. Centrists didn't even know who Erika was, but they were suddenly experts on the will. One political show titled their segment, "When Your Marriage is Messier Than Your Policies." And another joked, "Conservatives preach values until someone deletes them from a will." Even major media outlets, the ones that normally ignore influencer marriages, started circling the story like vultures around a dying animal. A political reporter tweeted, "This could destabilize TPUSA leadership more than any donor scandal." Another posted cryptically, "2 women, 1 will, a missing $75,000, and a potential coup? This story is not what it seems." Suddenly, Erika wasn't just a personality. She wasn't just Charlie's wife. She wasn't just the woman who posted Bible verses while quietly breaking down inside. She was a victim of sabotage, a woman framed by someone with influence, motive, and access. And the public? They rallied behind her. For the first time in years, Erika saw her name trending positively. Hashtag justice for Erika. Hashtag they framed her. Hashtag who is the other person. Even people who didn't like her spiritually toned, soft-voiced image came forward to defend her. One comment went viral. "I may not like Erika, but damn, nobody deserves to be erased from their life by someone obsessed." But not everyone was on Erika's side, and a group of TPUSA defenders began spinning the narrative. This is a deep fake situation. The documents could be edited. The staffer is lying for clout. Erika is flipping the script, but their voices were drowned out by the avalanche of people demanding answers. Then came the donor reactions. And that is where the real panic began. Private chats leaked showing panicked messages. If Charlie was compromised, what else is at risk? Who let this woman get close to him? If Erika was framed, who planted the evidence? Is someone inside TPUSA staging a takeover? The word takeover began circulating faster than any rumor before. Was this sabotage part of a larger plan? Was someone trying to take control of TPUSA? Was the obsessive woman acting alone? Or was she just the face of a deeper conspiracy? A major donor even threatened to freeze contributions until leadership clarifies internal security breaches. That sent shockwaves through the entire political landscape, because money talks louder than morality. But the craziest reactions came from inside TPUSA. The staffers, the interns, the people who knew the internal dynamics. Some staffers posted cryptic tweets like, "Been saw this coming." People don't know what happens behind closed doors. Some of y'all gonna be real shocked when the second name drops. The second name. The person helping the obsessive woman. The shadow figure behind the framing. Speculation went wild. A jealous female staffer, a board member, a donor, a family member, a bitter former friend, a strategic rival, a media consultant trying to stage a downfall? Nobody knew, but everyone had theories. And then came the reaction Erika never expected. Her own follower base, the Christian mom groups, the prayer circles, the inspirational women, began flooding her page with support. "We are praying for you, sis. God will vindicate you. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. For the first time, Erika wasn't the butt of the joke. She was the heroine of the moment. A woman wronged, a woman framed, a woman betrayed by her husband and someone inside the organization she supported with her life. But the biggest reaction came from a shockingly unexpected place. The obsessive woman's own friends. One of them posted, "She told us months ago she was going to take Erika's place." Another commented, "I warned her not to do this." She said she had someone powerful backing her. And the post that redefined the scandal. "You have no idea who the second person is." The internet went feral. Who is the second person? Who helped orchestrate this takedown? Who had the access? Who had the motive? Who stood to gain the most if Erika was removed and replaced? And why, after the staffer said it, did Charlie look terrified? That reaction, that single flash of fear in Charlie's eyes, is now being zoomed in, slowed down, analyzed frame by frame like the Zapruder film. Because the world felt it. This wasn't just obsession. This wasn't just fraud. This wasn't just sabotage. This was much, much bigger. And the final wave of reactions came from political insiders who whispered, "If the second person is who we think it is, TPUSA may not survive this scandal." The internet froze. If that person is involved, if they helped frame Erika, if they wanted Charlie vulnerable, this may not just break a marriage. It may break the entire conservative movement around them. The moment the staffer said, "There's one more person involved," the entire room seemed to shrink. The air got heavier. Charlie's shoulders tensed. The obsessive woman's eyes widened in a flash of panic so sharp it cut through the room like a blade. And Erika, still reeling, still shaking from the discovery of her own setup, felt her heartbeat slam against her ribs. There was someone else. Someone with power. Someone with access. And someone who made this entire nightmare possible. Erika tried to speak, but her voice caught in her throat. "Who?" she whispered. "Who helped her?" The staffer didn't answer right away. He looked at Charlie, not with fear, but with sorrow, like he was about to drop a truth that should never have existed in the first place. Charlie stepped closer to him, jaw clenched, voice low. "Tell me this isn't who I think it is." The staffer swallowed, eyes darting between Erika and Charlie. "I'm sorry," he said. "But the second person involved, the one who gave her access, was someone you trusted, Charlie. Someone you've defended for years." Charlie staggered back as if someone had punched him. "No," he said. "No, not him." Erika's stomach knotted. "Him?" she repeated. "Who is him?" The staffer opened the folder again, this time pulling out a page that wasn't financial records, wasn't server logs, wasn't digital evidence. It was a signed administrative authorization slip, a slip that allowed the obsessive woman to access Charlie's private files, his estate plans, his digital credentials, his financial logs, an authorization that required 2 signatures. One was hers. The second belonged to Charlie's own brother. The room exploded with shock. Erika gasped audibly. Charlie's face went ghost white. The obsessive woman's lips curled into the smallest, most poisonous smile. She had been waiting for this moment. Erika stared in disbelief. "Your brother," she shouted. "Why would your own brother help destroy your marriage? Why would he frame me?" The staffer slammed the folder shut. "This because he wasn't trying to destroy Erika," he said. "He was trying to destroy you." Charlie stumbled backward, nearly knocking into a chair. That doesn't make sense," he whispered. "He wouldn't." But even as he said it, his voice cracked. Because deep down, he knew. He knew. There had always been tension. There had always been jealousy. There had always been resentment buried under family smiles and forced holiday photos. But Charlie never thought his own brother would go this far. The staffer continued. He gave her all the access. He told her how to mimic Erika's login. He provided the financial templates. He taught her how to bypass security. He even coached her on how to make everything point back to Erika. Erika felt her breath leave her body. So, all this time, the woman wasn't the mastermind? The staffer shook his head. No, she was the tool, the weapon, the emotional distraction. Charlie stared at him, trembling. But why? Why would he do this? The staffer hesitated. Because he wants your position. Charlie froze again. What position? The staffer looked directly into his eyes. Your place at TPUSA. Silence. Not the quiet kind. The deadly kind. The obsessive woman leaned back, satisfied. Your brother hates that everything revolves around you, she said. He hates that donors come to you, that the media comes to you, that the board follows you. He needed to weaken you, make you vulnerable, destroy your support system. She glanced at Erika with a twisted smirk. And the easiest place to attack a man is through his wife. Erika's entire world cracked open. You used me, she whispered. You used me to tear down Charlie. The woman didn't deny it. In fact, she nodded proudly. You were the perfect target, emotional, devoted, easy to discredit. And once you were gone, Charlie would have been alone, broken, ready to depend on whoever stood beside him. Her eyes flicked to the door where the staffer stood. Unfortunately, someone spoke too soon. Charlie's voice was barely audible. You were going to take everything. The woman smiled. Not me, him. The staffer stepped back in horror as the woman pointed toward the shadows. And then something chilling happened. Charlie's phone buzzed, a text from his brother. He opened it, and the entire room felt the temperature drop. The message said, Don't trust anyone, including your wife. We're not done. Charlie dropped the phone. Erika's eyes widened. He's watching us, she whispered. He knows what's happening in real time. The staffer nodded grimly. I told you, he has access to everything. Charlie grabbed Erika's arm instinctively, for the first time all night, choosing her over the lies he'd been fed. We need to leave, he said. Right now. But before they could move, the obsessive woman stood, her voice calm, her eyes empty. You can't run from him. He planned too far ahead, and you have no idea what he's already set in motion. Erika spun toward her. What did he do? Tell me now. The woman smiled, a slow, disturbing smile. I'll let him tell you. She motioned toward the doorway. And then, the power in the building shut down. The conference room went black. Emergency lights flickered. A single alert chimed from the security system. Unauthorized override detected. An internal user, Kirk 02. Lockdown initiated. Charlie's brother. He was inside the system, inside the building, inside their lives. Erika felt her blood run ice cold. Charlie whispered, He's here. The staffer grabbed the documents. Erika grabbed Charlie's hand. The obsessive woman stepped back into the shadows, smirking like the chaos unfolding was a scene she had written herself. And the cliffhanger? A voice echoed from somewhere down the hallway. A man's voice. Cold, steady, familiar. Charlie, Erika, we need to talk. Everything went silent. The next chapter? It won't just expose a conspiracy. It won't just destroy a marriage. It won't just topple reputations. It will expose a family war, and the internet is not ready. Before you click away, before you move on, before you even think about scrolling, stop. Because what just unfolded here isn't the end of the story. Not even close. We are standing in the middle of a war that was years in the making. A marriage collapsing, a setup so perfectly executed it fooled an entire organization, a brother plotting in the shadows, and a woman obsessed enough to rewrite an entire man's life. All for power. And now that the lights have gone out, now that Charlie's brother has stepped into the darkness, now that Erika finally knows the truth, everything is about to explode. So I need you, you, the one watching right now, to jump in the comments and tell me, do you think Charlie's brother is the real mastermind behind everything? Do you think the obsessive woman was manipulated? Or acting on her own sick obsession? Do you believe Erika and Charlie can ever recover from this level of betrayal? And the biggest question of all, what do you think he's about to say when he confronts them in the dark? Is he there to threaten them? Expose the next phase of his plan? Or reveal something even worse? I want to hear your theories, your predictions, your wildest guesses. This story is spiraling, and you are part of the chaos. So drop a comment right now and tell me what you think happens next. And don't forget, hit like if this saga had your jaw on the floor. Hit subscribe because the next chapter is going to be even darker, even wilder, and even more shocking than everything we uncovered tonight. Turn on all notifications so you don't miss the moment this family war goes public. Because the next leak, the next twist, the next betrayal, it's coming. And trust me, it's going to break the internet.